Barcelona has officially lost their top spot in La Liga. Everyone, after Atletico Madrid defeated them right at Camp Nou. That victory was not just 3 points, but also a powerful statement. Atletico Madrid is back. Under Diego Simeone's leadership, Los Rojiblancos ended Barca's unbeaten home streak and sent a clear message to the entire league. They are ready for the title race. And what about Barcelona? Didn't they start the season in perfect fashion? Powerful pressing play, a high defensive line, and a commanding 4-0 victory in El Clasico. Yet from that peak, Hans Flick's team has shockingly fallen. A dark November brought a series of defeats, culminating in the loss to Atletico, which saw Blaugrana surrender the top spot to their direct rivals. The problems are not just with their fragile defence, once their foundation now a glaring weakness, but also with a lack of creativity in attack. Squandered chances and goals conceded from individual errors have put the Catalan giants in a bind. But is this just a stumble, or are Barca entering a freefall? Barcelona began the 2024-2025 season as an unstoppable machine. Under Hans Flick, the Catalan giants seem to have rediscovered their long-lost identity. They won 11 of their first 12 La Liga matches, creating a 9-point gap over Real Madrid and a 10-point lead over Atletico Madrid. Their emphatic 4-0 victory over arch-rivals Real Madrid at the Santiago Bernabéu was the clearest testament to their dominance. Flick's team impressed with their comprehensive pressing, rapid ball recovery, and a surprisingly high defensive line. The stats back this up. Barcelona averaged nearly 7 offsides forced per match, turning their defence into a deadly steel trap. Yet, that brilliance now feels like a distant memory. Since November, Barcelona has plunged into what Flick called the cursed November crisis, marking the start of a worrying decline. From their once dominant position atop the table, they gradually lost their advantage. The 1-2 defeat to Atletico Madrid at Camp Nou marked the peak of their downfall. In a match where they dominated possession and created numerous chances, they still crumbled under the resilience of their opponents. Pedri's classy finish put Barca ahead, but their shaky defence again proved their undoing. Rodrigo De Paul punished them with a strike from outside the box, and Alexander Sørloth sealed the game in injury time, leaving Camp Nou in stunned silence. This defeat not only cost Barcelona the top spot in the standings, but also exposed critical weaknesses in their system. Their once lethal high defensive line has now become a glaring vulnerability. Opponents across La Liga, from Real Madrid to Las Palmas, have figured out how to exploit the space behind Barca's defence with well-timed runs from deep. Takefusa Kubo, instrumental in Real Sociedad's victory over Barca, openly stated, "We knew they were vulnerable to deep runs. It's a weakness they can't hide." As a result, Barcelona have failed to keep a clean sheet in their last 8 La Liga matches, their worst run since 2018. But it's not just the defensive system that's faltering. A lack of squad depth has also been a key factor in their decline. Lamine Yamal's absence due to injury has deprived the team of a reliable creative outlet. Meanwhile, Rafinha, expected to fill the gap, has often looked exhausted from being overused. At centre-back, Inigo Martinez and Ronald Araujo have been forced to play relentlessly, leading to lapses in focus during crucial moments. Even stars like Robert Lewandowski have struggled to maintain their sharpness. Although he remains La Liga's top scorer, Lewandowski has only scored twice since the start of November, with a shocking miss against Atletico serving as a clear sign of his dip in form. Xavi could not hide his disappointment after the loss to Atletico Madrid, admitting, "Our system has lost the necessary connection between lines. Our pressing isn't effective enough, and when we lose the ball, opponents easily exploit the spaces behind." Barcelona's problems go beyond tactics. Signs of physical and mental exhaustion are becoming increasingly evident. The season is still long, but without timely changes, the early season accolades could quickly turn into a harsh indictment of a trophyless campaign. Perhaps the story of Barcelona this season won't be one of reclaiming their peak, but a tragic tale of a collapse from the heights they once dominated. Real Madrid, chasing perfection. Real Madrid carry immense expectations as always, and this season is no exception. After a shaky start, they have regained some form with exhilarating attacking performances. The trio of Vinicius, Bellingham and Mbappe has brought fresh energy to their front line, turning every match into a showcase of offensive brilliance. Yet, amid the dazzling goals lies the shadow of a shaky defense. Painful defeats against counter-attacking teams highlight that Los Blancos are still far from being a flawless machine. Can Carlo Ancelotti find the solution to patch up their defensive frailties, or will the Royal Club remain mere pursuers in the La Liga title race? The biggest question now is whether Real Madrid's potential is enough to translate into tangible success. Both the team and its fans await the answer. Unlike Barcelona, who are searching for their identity, Real Madrid entered this season with the lofty expectations befitting reigning champions. Last season in La Liga and the Champions League was marked by disappointment for Real Madrid. Ravaged by injuries, the team struggled with a disjointed attack and painful defeats to Barcelona, AC Milan and Liverpool, quickly falling behind in the title race. The spectre of inconsistency loomed over the Bernabeu as even the biggest stars failed to shine. The sight of Kylian Mbappe, Vinicius Jr. and Jude Bellingham playing disconnected football was a haunting image for Madridistas. Yet, just as doubts about Real Madrid's competitiveness began to grow, a quiet transformation unfolded. A 1-3 loss to AC Milan in the Champions League served as a wake-up call to the Royal Club's pride. Since then, Los Blancos have rediscovered their sharpness, particularly in attack. The previously criticised trio of Vinicius, Mbappe and Bellingham suddenly turned into a formidable goal-scoring machine. In their last 9 matches, Real Madrid scored 22 goals, raising their average from 1.8 to 2.5 goals per game, a remarkable improvement. The key to this resurgence lies with Jude Bellingham. Once criticised for his poor form during the first 11 La Liga matches, Bellingham has undergone a transformation. He has scored 7 goals in the last 9 games, restoring his reputation as a goal-scoring midfielder from deep. The English star has become the creative heartbeat of the team, linking the lines with precision and flair. Kylian Mbappe has also justified his value, reaching 13 goals and 3 assists across all competitions. While still inconsistent, he and Vinicius Jr. have formed a lightning-fast, technically gifted attacking duo that strikes fear into every defence they face. However, despite their revitalised attack, Real Madrid still has a glaring weakness in defence. Even with their offensive efficiency, Los Blancos concede goals at critical moments, highlighting their defensive organisation as a persistent issue. Carlo Ancelotti is well aware of this problem. In a recent press conference, he candidly stated, "This is a season where you could win La Liga without reaching 90 points. The competition from Barcelona and Atletico Madrid makes everything unpredictable. We need to solidify our defence if we want to stay in the race until the end." Despite these challenges, Real Madrid's trademark resilience remains. Their recent resurgence stems from an indomitable spirit that is deeply embedded in the club's DNA. As Bellingham aptly put it, Real Madrid is a place where you always have to be ready to overcome difficulties. We're starting to find ourselves again, but the journey is far from over. Yet, the La Liga standings reveal a harsh truth. Despite their strong recovery, Real Madrid still trails Atletico Madrid and has yet to overtake Barcelona. However, Barcelona's recent stumble has opened the door for Los Blancos to leapfrog their rivals with a win in their next encounter. In this fiercely competitive race, Real Madrid must strike a perfect balance between attack and defence. But as a team accustomed to thriving under adversity, the Royal Club likely still has a few surprises left in their arsenal to shape the remainder of the season. Nonetheless, for the first time in years, Real Madrid may have to face an uncomfortable reality. They are no longer the centrepiece of the title race. A resurgent, formidable Atletico Madrid is steadily claiming the spotlight that once belonged to them. The rise of Atletico Madrid, a story of resilience. What exactly is fueling Atletico Madrid's resurgence? Is their squad truly superior to Real Madrid or Barcelona? And wasn't Diego Simeone dismissed as a coach past his prime after 3 trophy-less years? Yet the Argentine manager has proven that in modern football, victory doesn't necessarily come from having the most expensive stars, but from cold heads, relentless legs, and unyielding fighting spirit. His team embodies this ethos. More importantly, their recent triumph marks a historic milestone. For the first time, Diego Simeone secured all 3 points in an away match against Barcelona in La Liga. But that's just the surface. Atletico Madrid is undergoing a profound transformation that even their opponents struggle to predict. When they confidently marched into Camp Nou, they carried not only an 11-game winning streak, but also an unrelenting determination to break the curse of failing to win away at Barcelona under Diego Simeone. And on an emotional night, they finally achieved it. The 2-1 victory over Barcelona was not only a historic result, but also a resounding statement. Atletico Madrid is now a genuine title contender, a team no longer living in the shadows of Real Madrid and Barca, but ready to claim the spotlight for themselves. The match against Barcelona perfectly showcased Atletico's fighting spirit and resilience. For 95 minutes, they endured intense pressure, weathering wave after wave of dangerous attacks from Pedri, Rafinha and Lewandowski. But just when it seemed they might settle for a draw, Atletico struck the decisive blow. Rodrigo De Paul, who appeared on the verge of being substituted, levelled the score with an ice-cold strike from outside the box. Then, in the dying moments, Memphis Depay emerged as the hero, delivering a stunning finish after a pinpoint pass from Nahuel Molina, sealing a dramatic and monumental victory. In goal, Jan Oblak delivered a masterful performance with a series of sensational saves, keeping Los Rojiblancos afloat under Barcelona's relentless pressure. What sets Atletico Madrid apart this season is their squad depth and Diego Simeone's exceptional ability to make impactful substitutions. While teams like Barcelona and Real Madrid heavily rely on their starting lineups, Atletico has transformed their bench into a potent weapon. To date, their substitutes have contributed 18 goals and 12 assists across all competitions, more than any other team in Europe. Alvaro Morata, the hero of their recent match, has scored 4 goals as a substitute in La Liga, while Angel Correa has chipped in with 5 crucial goals when the team needed him most. Simeone's substitutions act as a catalyst, enabling his players to maintain energy and focus throughout the game. Beyond the bench, Atletico Madrid boasts a cohesive squad bolstered by excellent summer signings. New arrivals such as Javi Galan, Cesar Azpilicueta and Samuel Lino have seamlessly integrated and become vital members of the team. Remarkably, unlike the often criticised pragmatic style of past Atletico teams, Simeone's side this season has adopted a more balanced approach. They maintain their trademark defensive solidity, having conceded just 2 goals in the final 15 minutes of La Liga matches this season, while also demonstrating the ability to apply attacking pressure when needed. In the dying moments of games, instead of sitting back, Atletico frequently launch sharp and effective counterattacks, netting 11 goals during this phase of play, the most in Europe. In a post-match interview following their victory over Barcelona, Diego Simeone remarked, "Wins like this are not just about 3 points. They show that Atletico is ready to fight for the biggest goals." This is a team that not only thrives in the present, but also harbours great ambitions for the future. Indeed, in a season where both Barcelona and Real Madrid are grappling with internal issues, Atletico Madrid has emerged as the strongest contender for the La Liga title. Looking at the current league standings, fans might acknowledge an undeniable truth. This is no longer the traditional 2-horse race between Real Madrid and Barcelona. With their stability and squad depth, Atletico Madrid has stepped into the spotlight to assert themselves as genuine challengers. If Diego Simeone and his players can sustain their current form, the dream of a La Liga title is well within reach. Los Rojiblancos are more than just a team. They are crafting a new narrative, a fresh chapter in Spanish football's history. In this chapter, Atletico Madrid stands as the central protagonist, while Barcelona and Real Madrid play supporting roles in the story of their brilliance.